The Fremantle Highway cargo ship is a road carrier owned by the Japanese company Wallam Ship Management and operated by K-Line. On the night of July 25, 2023, a fire broke out in the loading area in the North Sea off the coast of the Netherlands. Fremantle Highway caught fire off the coast of the Dutch island of Ameland around 23:45 on the night of July 25, 2023, while en route from Bremerhaven to Egyptian Port Said. K-Line and Shoei Kizan Keisha said the ship ended up bound for Singapore. One of the 23 crew members died, and the rest were evacuated by helicopter and lifeboat by the Dutch Coast Guard. All sailors were citizens of India, and 16 of them were injured. The Fremantle Highway was subsequently towed off the main shipping lanes. The German company BLG said they loaded 2,500 vehicles and a tall and heavy cargo onto a vessel in the port of Bremerhaven, in addition to the vehicles already loaded. On July 28, it was reported that the ship carried nearly 500 electric vehicles, significantly more than originally thought. In total, there were 3,783 new cars on the ship. Electric vehicle batteries are harder to put out. These included brands BMW, Mercedes, Volkswagen, Porsche, Audi, and Lamborghini, with total losses likely in excess of €300 million, Dutch news agency ANP reported. Dutch and German tugboats and fireboats were attached to the burning vessel, as well as an oil recovery vessel in case of a leak. It was north of Terschelling, between two very busy shipping lanes to and from Germany. The rescue operation is led by the Rijkswaterstaat of the Netherlands, joined by the Dutch Coast Guard and contracted rescue companies such as Smit International and Boskalis. The owner of the vessel Fremantle Highway has contracted the Dutch heavy-duty company Royal Boskalis Westminster for the rescue operation. Since there was a risk of the ship's stability due to direct extinguishing, only the bow was cooled with water. The towing connection was established on July 28. As the fire broke out, the ship could not be dragged due to the effects of current, tide, and wind conditions. On July 29, the Fremantle Highway was towed from a dangerous jetty east of Schiermonnikoog Island in the Wadden Sea. A strong southwesterly wind blew the smoke off the bulk carrier directly above the tugboat. The authorities have temporarily suspended the operation. On the afternoon of July 30, two tugs managed to start towing to a preliminary position at sea north of Schiermonnikoog. The ship remained there until a port was found. The still-burning freighter arrived at the new temporary anchorage around noon on July 31 after a perilous journey along the Wadden Sea Islands. On August 1, a team of specialists boarded the Fremantle Highway and found that there were no more visible fires, and the ship's hull was in good condition. On the night of August 1–2, the wind increased, and the waves became larger. It became more difficult for the rescue team to keep the ship in place. On August 2, another tug connection was installed to connect the ship to the tugs in front and behind. According to the Dutch Ministry of Infrastructure and Water Management, the Fremantle Highway has been extended to the northern port of Eemshaven. As a precautionary measure, the ship was accompanied by a boat with special booms to clean up oil spills. Towing began on the morning of August 3 at about 5 a.m. The towing convoy with the wrecked ship arrived there at noon. The ship's cargo was unloaded at Eemshaven. The Japanese shipping company wants to clarify in August 2023 whether the ship can be repaired or will have to be scrapped. After the first sightings in Eemshaven, the insurance companies assume that the freight is a total loss. Its cost is estimated at about €300 million. The fire and potentially sinking ship pose environmental risks as Ameland lies in the Wadden Sea region spanning the Netherlands, Denmark, and Germany and has been declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site with a rich animal diversity of over 10,000 aquatic and terrestrial species. According to the German Federal Ministry for the Environment, there are 1,600 tons of fuel oil on board and another 200 tons of marine diesel as marine fuel. There were many speculations that the battery from an electric car was the cause of the fire. However, the cause of the fire is unknown. The investigation began when the ship was moored at Eemshaven. A spokesman for the International Maritime Organization said that in light of the growing number of fires on cargo ships in 2024, the IMO will announce new safety standards for those carrying electric vehicles. Christian Meyer, Minister for the Environment of Lower Saxony, a German coastal state, demanded increased safety and environmental standards for commercial vessels. High-risk vessels should not use any coastal routes and thus endanger the Wadden Sea National Park. The German NABU for the protection of birds demanded that the protection of the Wadden Sea finally become a priority in relation to economic interests. They also said that shipping should be reorganized, and battery-powered vehicles should be shipped under much stricter shipping and fire safety regulations. Often, shipping lines pass right through marine protected areas. To be in line with the EU biodiversity strategy, this needs to change. Wadden Sea Island politicians and conservationists are demanding that the southern route to German Bight through the Wadden Sea be closed to dangerous traffic.